are watching the number one podcast in the whole entire wrestling community.
Hold up. It's all I see is the RK Bros versus the Usos. So it's done again. I think it's when you go live.
Can you see the changes? No?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Good. You are watching the number one podcast in the whole entire wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juanzo.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
Together we are
Raw
Break. How's every single one of you, family? Happy Sunday, and it's time to talk about the last pay-per-view of 2021, WWE Survivor Series. You know, the Survivor Series has lost, the expectations, lost the aura that, years ago, remember, 2002, with the Elimination Chamber, Undertaker against Batista, and Hell in a Cell 2007. Nowadays, it's just more about, Raw and SmackDown, but in this particular one, they didn't even care about it. They didn't keep track about, this stuff. So, Paul, how do you feel about this show?
I mean, yeah, to comment on that, they kind of touch on the brand supremacy a little bit, but nobody cares. It doesn't mean anything, and they need to come up with a new gimmick. You talked about old Survivor Series, make them feel special. The 4 versus 4, 5 versus 5 match, but they don't feel special. It feels bullshit. It feels thrown together, and that pretty much describes his pay-per-view. Bullshit thrown together. A lot of the matchups we could see coming a mile away because, it's just champ versus champ and this and that, but no, there was some pretty good stuff here on the pay-per-view. Not a lot, but there was some. But I mean, most of it, unfortunately, just really forgettable. I feel they're, maybe they're just trying to build towards WrestleMania, and right now they really don't care towards anything else because we saw some hints, some teases, but other than that, if I had to go thumbs up or thumbs down, I'd have to say thumbs down. If it's up or down, I gotta say down. It was
exactly
a lot of the show was not too good.
And like you said, probably the beginning, probably the hour and a half, the first hour was decent, but after that it went downhill. A lot of things that should have never happened. Stephen Logan is right here in the house. How you doing, Stephen? He says I didn't catch all of it, but I gotta ask if Survivor Series is a better pay-per-view to end the year than TLC. I like TLC matches, but I'm fine without a TLC pay-per-view. I want to say maybe less is more. More because, for example, see AEW how it's doing less pay-per-views, but the expectation is better, is higher because you just just having one every single month, and that the last TLC pay-per-views it's just been recyclables. Is whatever feud happens in the Survivor Series, whatever, nobody wants to see them anymore, or let's just give them for one more month and then we forget about it. So I will say on that. So thank you so very much, family. Don't forget to comment, also subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and give the video a like so more people are watching to our show. Also, let's gonna talk about the pre-show, because actually this is, like you said, for example, 2 of the main singles titles outside of the Universal Championship, outside of the WWE Championship, they should be on the main card. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, that's like I said, it might have been the last pay-per-view we did, not a Full Gear, the last WWE. I said if there's a pre-show, I said don't expect me to watch it because any matches on the pre-show should be one that I don't need to see. And this is a match that, there was at least 2 of them that were on the pay-per-view that could have been on the pre-show instead of this. But, this is... I don't know. This to me, it was a decent match. It was Damian Priest going against Shinsuke Nakamura. The IC champion that has defended the championship once on TV against Damian Priest, that he's defended quite a few times. This United States Championship, but no bill. That's the one thing that Paul. We want matches that make sense, that people actually understand why they're fighting. Absolutely no bill at all. No even promo. And Priest is he's used all right. But Nakamura's been used as a joke, so it's how could you get into this? You knew who was going to win, and I don't know. Again, I didn't see it, so take us through it.
Yeah, exactly. So this was actually, like I said, a good bout between the two. Shinsuke Nakamura deserves so much better. We've been saying this throughout the whole entirety of the time that we've been doing this show, but unfortunately, Damian Priest on this one, he got the upper hand for most of the match. But you see, the one story that they gave us in this match, it was the Rick Booge and the guitar. He was just keep toning Damian Priest. Every single time Paul that Priest has the advantage, or he was playing the guitar and everything, so that drove Priest really crazy. And then he grabbed the guitar, broke it, attacked Wood. That will be the beginning of the end, and then he attacked Nakamura with it also, and this caused a disqualification. So this was in the end, what do we get from this? Damian Priest is actually a heel now. Why, do they need to do this? Yes, because like as Babyface, the character was feeling a little stale. There was nobody that really can feud with him because there's no heels on Monday Night Raw aside of like probably what would you say Seth Rollins, maybe now even Kevin Owens, but they're all like going against the WWE Championship. So that's why they had to do this, and in the end, this is how we feel after watching the Survivor Series, Paul. Right?
Yep. I mean, that's how you felt after the pre-show, and you thought, damn, the main show didn't even start yet.
Yes, and that's the one thing is like this is like a match that it should have been part of like the main card just because this is like the two most important belts aside of like the main titles. You need to make them special.
Yes.
Give them the importance that these titles deserve. Don't just treat them like recyclable stuff. So that was the beginning, Paul. This is Survivor Series. Vince McMahon is in the house. Everybody, of course, they don't really like that the guy's there. There was another wave of like firings, Tegan Knox, John Morris, all of them. So that's all act. That's not real. And he brought like a golden egg, for the days of the gobbledygooker. And also like they were celebrating the 25th anniversary of The Rock. So of course, they have to sell all of that. I really didn't really care for this, Paul. But I did care for this match a lot. This opened the show. Animosity, heat between these two ladies. It is very well known and documented that they don't really like each other. Their friendship is over. So what did you think about all of this, Paul? Go ahead.
The only thing I'm going to say about that is I felt like maybe a little bit of it was true, but because they were such good friends, they're probably like, oh, okay, whatever, let's be legit. But WWE's like, no, we're going to run with this because you don't tell me that they did all these interviews, Becky did, they do all these promo hype package. Oh, we used to be friends and now it's over. And they made it like it was a real shoot, but it wasn't. So it was worked a little bit. I don't think all of this was real hate for each other. I think it's a little bit, they're kind of, fluffing it up to make it seem better than it is.
I would say, like, you're right, but like they were saying on WrestleBoats, they said that like, WWE said, okay, don't be acting stupid, be professional about it. So, have the match and, go along with the script. So that's what they wanted to do.
But
and,
I mean,
everybody's just talking about Becky Lynch's like outfit.
Yeah. The match itself was pretty good. I mean, these women, they have that, like, they can tell a good story in the match.
Yes.
And that's what it was. Everything was real even. The only real, complaints I have with it is just a couple spots here and there, where like Charlotte went to go do the spinning back fist and she didn't really hit it. She almost like headbutted Becky instead of hitting her with her fist. And then they were trying to sell it on commentary. It was a headbutt. And then there's like, oh no, the back fist. And it's like, or the elbow that Andrade does. And, a couple other botches, the moonsault and everything. But I mean, Becky to me is great. Charlotte's good, and I just love, because we got a lot to talk about, so we won't go forever, but you tell me some of your favorite spots then, but I like the ending, just kind of how like, Charlotte kind of went for the ropes and then it's like, oh, Becky grabbed the ropes and it was like, but she grabbed it right at the last second when the ref didn't see. And then, I love when she just says to the camera, she's like, write that in your dirt sheets, like I'm the best or something like that.
So, she was dedicating that to Meltzer. So
yeah, I mean,
in the end, she gets the win. Like you said, it was really contested between both of them. It was really good. I like this. Also Steven is saying like Becky, Scarlett, Witch, Lynch. I mean, hey, there you go. He likes that, and yeah, like the match was absolutely great. I think that like the intensity that both women gave us, it was very important and added to the match because they started out really fast, hitting at each other. It seemed like you said it was a shoot. That was good, but like the Becky in Bird's like the pinning combination, and then she actually wins, but Charlotte was just laughing the whole time.
So kind of like, you got a better.
It's like whatever, you got this.
And the one spot to mention, then we can move on. I like it was this kind of made me seem it was like a shoot, but it was like a work shoot kind of deal. Where it was I forget what Becky did, but she slammed Charlotte down and she goes to walk up to the top rope. And she steps on Charlotte when she goes to walk over, and Charlotte grabs her foot like, you ain't stepping on me. And then she's like, fuck you, and like hits her again, and then walks over her, and they like redo the whole spot. So it made it seem like she was going against it. But
no,
obviously, like I said, they're all working. I think they're all working together at this point now, and I mean it's pretty good. Tease it now. And then, but I don't want to see these two, feud anymore. Give me, Liv Morgan, against Becky Lynch and all that.
Years. Ever since Becky Lynch turned heel and then she went for the man and everything, we've seen this match so many times. I mean, now it's like because of the feud, like the heat that they have between each other. Like I said, I don't want to say that like they hate each other, but it's just probably there's some jealousy or like professional jealousy if you want to mention that. That will be more accurate when it comes to that. But in the end, Becky Lynch gets the win, and that's the right thing to do. I feel that like she is like a little. She needs this win more than Charlotte because again, Monday Night Raw, unfortunately, they won the whole thing like every other year. It doesn't make sense though. Like I think that like they should treat SmackDown as equal. They will never do that. But in the end, that's what happens. So let's talk about the Survivor Series when it comes to the men's side. And this to me, I want your thoughts of it. But like I feel that like the wrong winner, and just because like again, this needed to be Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
this is SmackDown rather.
I will give
Monday Night Raw's won many times already, so many years in a row.
I will give you my whole opinion on this entire match itself. Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, I was excited when they got in there. To me, they were the two biggest stars of this whole thing, and they were completely wasted. Kevin Owens, if it's not obvious he's going to AEW and he just doesn't give a shit, he's like, yeah, I'll just walk out of this match. You can make me look like a moron, make me look like a loser. I don't care. Done. What was even the point of all this? And, Baron Corbin is on the team. He's an idiot. You had Xavier Woods was feuding with Roman Reigns and all this. Then he's just in this match. I mean, the only positive thing was Jeff Hardy looked pretty good. So hopefully that means they're going to be pushing Jeff Hardy. And Rollins winning, to me, I don't want to say I'm fine with it, but if any heel was going to win this thing, it should have been Seth Rollins, so he could, maybe go after Big E, because I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say I want to see Rollins beat Big E, but at this point, you might as well, because Big E's not interesting to me as a champ. He doesn't do anything for me.
We got to see, like Finn Balor look decent. I mean, he got elimination on Happy Corbin. Who gives a damn that Baron Corbin is actually,
and then like you said, okay, Finn Balor looks good, great, and then you see, boom, Sheamus takes him out. So it's like, okay.
Yes, you would see like a little bit of King Woods. I mean, Bobby Lashley did the right thing. That's fine. He looked decent. Like you said, the big stare down with McIntyre, but in the end, both of them get counted out. So like,
the count outs. I mean, there's so many count outs throughout this whole entire, pay-per-view tonight. It's like but we never see this many count outs in 2 months of television. But we saw 4 countouts here tonight, so this was stupid.
No, it's not good because, like you said, you could have done so much better for Kevin Owens. You could have done so much better for Drew and also for Bobby Lashley. So I don't understand. I really don't understand. In the end, this part was good. A little bit of friendship, a little bit of an alliance with like Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. Like you said, Jeff Hardy just made that for me should have been the sole winner of all of this, because everybody just cares so much about Jeff Hardy in such a way that like he trends for no reason on Twitter. He trends on social media when nobody wants him to trend on social media. So they should have. Why can't you just give the win? It doesn't mean that he's going to become champion. It doesn't mean you're going to have a whole run with it. I don't get it. But like in the end, that was it. That was good. Austin Theory gets the elimination on Sheamus. That was okay because they have a lot of faith on him. The days of like the movement, all of that is like over. So finally he learned his lesson. So he learned with Johnny Gargano and all of that. But in the end, he gets eliminated by Jeff Hardy. Up to this point, I'm like, okay, this is good. Hopefully, Jeff pulls out the upset. The last two are Seth Rollins and Jeff. And in the end, it will never happen. Of course, Seth Rollins, that's a man of the house. They want to push him. Maybe he will get the title from Big E. I'm thinking that, with all this momentum that he's gaining. So in the end, he wins the match, and he's the sole survivor. Monday Night Raw gets another win. At this point, we're actually 2-1. Because Nakamura, in this imaginary countdown that you have, Nakamura big one for SmackDown, and then Becky and Seth, one of the WWE couples get they will make it 2-1. But I don't know, Paul. Up to this, I think the show goes really, really down because of this stuff. Battle Royal to commemorate the 25th anniversary of The Rock. I don't understand why you have to do a Battle Royal and what is that correlates with The Rock. I really don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, this, again, like, you pretty much, the first two, okay, I could deal with the men's Survivor Series match. I really don't like Survivor Series matches the past how many years to begin with, but this was all right. And then we get this. Why was this not on? Not saying I would have rather seen neither, but Nakamura and Damian Priest should have at least been on this, and this should have been. This should have been on just the pre-show. Like you said. I mean, like you said, it was all to hype The Rock. It was all to hype it up, and this was bad. This, I don't care. I don't really have any. Almost won. Does anybody care? No, I have no opinion on really anything that happened. And
it was really bad. Yeah.
I mean, everybody could be doing a lot better, but. And they're probably like, can I get released next? Can you cut me next time? Like, can I be on the firing block next?
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Paul. There was like, this is like guys that like don't really have any time on TV. They don't really have a spot. They don't really have a major role. So of course we're gonna put all of them in these battle royals that are just like you said, like the break, because now the women actually have a spot in the show. But like I would much rather see this in the pre-show, and the importance of the Intercontinental and the United States Championship should have been more, given to these guys. It's the fact that AJ Styles is playing these things. Like, his stocks have gone really low, and I think that, like, I mean, I understand that he wants to help Omos, but at this, to be portrayed like this, I don't know. AJ also needs a revamp. But like you said, in the end, Omos ended up eliminating everybody. But see, they're still together. They're still a team. Are they going to do anything with this guy? I don't really know. Maybe in months to come, but like for the now, it was just like a stupid idea. They have the pizza with Otis. Oh no, Otis is also looking like shit one more time. Who cares? I really want to see more, caliber matches in this type of stuff like the Survivor Series. I really don't understand why they will do that. But family, be with us. Don't forget to keep subscribing. Let us know what you guys feel in the comments. Did you guys like the pay-per-view? Didn't you like the pay-per-view? Let us know all the stuff that you guys got to say about it. Paul, the next one is Randy Orton and also Matt Riddle, the RK Bros, going against the Usos, champion versus champion here. This was a pretty good match, but I thought that like the Bloodline should have won here, I think. What are your thoughts?
There's no reason why they shouldn't have won. I mean, it's not, if you really wanted to get the Raw Tag Team Champions over, the Bloodline should have been undefeated. They should have looked good, and then they should have, the RK Bros could have beat them. Yes. But, I think really the Bloodline should have won here. There's no reason why they should have lost. They've been losing the past how many weeks on TV. They've been looking like losers. I don't know why they started booking them like they're just going to lose, whether it was to the Mysterios or to the Street Profits or to whoever. These guys should have been undefeated since they became a tag team again and won the belts.
Yes.
But, I mean, I don't know. This was another match I couldn't get into it. If you were going to do anything, and I know both teams are on SmackDown, so you really couldn't have, but why weren't the New Day? This is the one time I'm going to say, like, because the feud was with Big E, the New Day should have been the tag champs.
Yeah.
That would at least, I don't know, it would have made more sense. When this match came on, it was like, I don't care, because the whole time they were feuding with the New Day. And then it's like, oh shit, Survivor Series in 2 weeks. I guess we better start a little feud with the RK Bros here, and again, I couldn't get into it. Are all four of these guys good? Yeah. But that doesn't matter as long as you don't have a story.
Yes.
You could send Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, down in front of me. At some point, I'm not going to care. I'm going to need a story. A good wrestling match isn't going to hold me forever. So,
and of course, they, and when it comes to that, like, they always do the same spot. This, like, they always do like the big dive, and one of them gets the RKO. Mm-hmm. That Jimmy or Jay have done it before. AJ Styles has done it before. So that's how like the RK Bros get the win. And then again, 3-1. So like already Monday Night Raw beating them. And on paper, you will say that SmackDown is better. So why can't you just actually 1 year acknowledge? Like,
and did you count the Battle Royal?
Oh yeah, the 4-1. There you go. Thank you. See, like a 4-1. So like again, completely sweeping the floor with them. And where's like the best champion or like the guy that has been undefeated for almost a year and a half and so on SmackDown?
No, he's not undefeated because he lost to technically.
WWE actually put online. They said that like no, they're now in like no contest. So because it's no contest,
you know what it is? That's because they're like, man, our awful booking fucked up his streak.
Because exactly, you already said it. It's like many people also said the same thing. It's like, oh, he lost. No. WWE came out and said no. Our champion doesn't lose. So there you go. And yet, like the show he's on, nobody gives a damn. So that's how like WWE does it. They kind of mentioned it of The Rock here. I don't know Paul about this, but like it seems to me that like they're teasing The Rock, maybe not for this, but maybe for like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, maybe to start like a year or feud, something. So like Roman is finally kind of like acknowledge The Rock. We'll see what happens with like this freaking egg, and the egg gets stolen. And of course, like Vince is like, oh, tomorrow, like all the superstars from Raw and SmackDown, they have to be on Monday Night Raw, and they're gonna tell me where my egg went. My $100 million egg. So like, who gives a damn about this? Vince being like this, babyface or everything, the worst thing ever. Can he go back to be Mr. McMahon? Be somebody that
I hope it was Kevin Owens, so he can just be like, you're fired, and it can be like a shoot, and Kevin Owens can actually be fired and leave. But no, this is so bad. And I mean, I think it's maybe setting up Rock for WrestleMania. Because what we're going to talk about Lesnar in a little bit, he got reinstated early, so they're probably pushing that up to Royal Rumble, and then they'll probably just do, The Rock for WrestleMania. And
Probably.
Woo! I mean, I don't know. I don't care.
You know,
I mean, I'm
especially
like,
for
I'm sorry,
example, how long is he going to stay there? And you know, like if he's going to win the title, he's going to stay probably another week or so, and then that's it. So I mean, again, you know, WWE doesn't like to build new stars, and this was an opportunity. It's like the second Survivor Series in a row that like Roman gets the win, yes, but in the same time, you're not pushing the guy that like should be the main guy aside of him. So there you go. Now, next time we're going to be on pay-per-view is going to be like this is like the first pay-per-view of 2022, and also it's going to be kind of like in like to close the year for 2021. So it's going to be in January 1st. It's going to be on a Saturday. So there you go, a little bit of different on WWE, Paul. So like let's go to the next one, and this is like the Survivor Series match on the girls' side. This was a little better, but again, the winner, I didn't like this at all because to me, it looks stupid. You know, you have a situation that you're 4 against 1, and yet the 1 wins. This reminded me when Asuka won the Survivor Series. I remember this like maybe 4 years ago, and she was the sole survivor, or when Lana almost won it or won it. I don't remember, like last year.
Yeah,
you know, so I mean, they don't know how to produce good matches anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'll say with this is, I mean, Bianca is a credible winner. But man, I mean, it was just, again, it's booked so shitty, you know, and you knew that's how they were setting it up. Okay, Carmella and Zelina, when they trim the fat and they get, you know, eliminated, I'm like, okay, this is fine. Toni Storm was looking pretty good in here. I thought, okay, this isn't too bad. Then, you know, okay, Liv hits the oblivion on Toni Storm. Again, no problem so far. Everything I thought, okay, is fine. You know, those are the 3 women on Raw. I think Bianca, you know, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. Okay, I'm fine with those being the final 3. But at the whole time, you knew there was going to be something with Sasha and Shotzi. You knew something was going to go on there. And they pretty much are arguing and bullshit and this and that. And then, like, Sasha gets eliminated. And it's like, she gets counted out. And then you see, okay, what was it at that point? The 4 versus 1?
Yeah, it was 4 versus 1. It was actually like you said.
Or was it just 3 versus 1?
You know, it was 4 versus big. Well, that was 3 versus 1. You know, Sasha gets eliminated, like you said, in a stupid countout, just because, like you know, like she skips the feud with Shotzi. That is bad. You know, this feud doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you know, so in the end, Sasha won, like you said, like the heel won, so the feud should be over.
Yeah, and then we see those 3 there. And then, okay, boom, Natalya done. Shayna Baszler done. And then Shotzi Blackheart. And I thought, okay, maybe since it's Shotzi, you know, coming out of maybe, you know, they're going to have something where she wins. And also talk about, you know, go a little bit, Zelina Vega wins Queen of the Ring or whatever, and that Queen's crown, done. You know, but Shotzi, you know, gets pinned here. So Bianca just runs through that, which to me makes all those women on SmackDown look like complete losers.
Exactly.
And
that's what I'm talking about.
So this sucked. I mean, this in the beginning when Zelina and them were in was shit, but then after you got past that, it was all right until we saw when Sasha got out. Then to me, it was just shit.
It's not good. It's just because, like you said, it's like you have a situation where you have 4 against 1. It should have been a sweep. Should have been easy. And I mean, Bianca, are you hurting her by just pin her when there's 4 against 1? No. So then, SmackDown
can't get 1 win.
Exactly. And we're still 5-1 here. 5-1, and it's not the first year that they do that. So how in the hell am I supposed to go on Friday night, a show that is on a Friday, to go and watch that weekly?
And also, technically, their only win so far in the Survivor Series, it came from a DQ.
Disqualification. Yeah, no clean win, nothing. So, you know, like that was bad. And like you said, like Bianca, she's not even in title contendership. She's going to have a feud with who? With Doudrop. So why does she need the win? You know, like Liv needed it the most. She's gonna go against Becky. Becky gotta win. So why not keep the other 2 hot and be like, okay, hey, I was the sole survivor. Why can't we do it? So anyway, so that's what happens, family. Let's go to the main event. Roman Reigns against Biggie.
We're almost done. Fine.
Yes, exactly. So like this was this for me not good because for me, and a lot of people say this, Paul, and you probably will say it also, we don't do Monday Night Raw for obvious reasons.
Yes.
It's up to you guys. You have the button on that if you guys want us to use Monday Night Raw. Again, I mean, but like, please save us the time and the love, you know.
Please. And I guess the one thing, just a quick mention before this, like I had touched on a little bit. You know, Kayla Braxton, she's like, so Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar's getting reinstated earlier, whatever. He's not suspended indefinitely anymore. And then he's like, why the hell are you telling me this? Why don't you go tell Adam Pearce? He's the one who has the problem with Brock Lesnar, you know, when Lesnar attacked him. So kind of just no-selling the thing with Lesnar. And I thought, okay, maybe that'll factor into this. Maybe they'll do something where God forbid, I'm not saying that I wanted to see that, but maybe Big E gets the win over Roman because Lesnar
Yes.
comes out or something. You do something that's like to make this feel like special. And am I going to say that this match was bad and it was the shits? No, I thought it was all right.
It's pretty good.
None of them are in-ring generals that oh my God, they're going to put on a classic. Roman is great, and Big E's not bad. And they had a pretty good, good, strong, tough guy match where they're hitting each other with everything they got, into the barricades, and hitting each other's finishers, kicking out, the Superman punches. Biggie stands through him like, hit me again, you son of a bitch. Boom, another Superman punch. He doesn't go down. Spears, all this stuff. The bad leg he went after. I mean, the match itself, I can't complain. It's just the build. I just, you mean you just don't care.
Because he was just one way. Exactly.
Because he was feuding. He was feuding with King Woods for longer than he was feuding with Big E.
Yes.
So what was the point of this?
And I will tell you, Paul. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off, but the ending was really flat. The ending was flat because here this was good, big ending, and of course he grabbed the rope. That's okay. It makes sense. He's a champion. He's Roman, and he has to be way smarter to know his ring awareness needs to be right there. It needs to show. That's okay. But then he just tackled him, and then in an action in a sequence, 1 spear, 1, 2, 3, and done. So you're saying that the WWE champion, the champion of the brands, the most important brand, because they won, they're pretty much is 5-2. He can even put up with 1 spear. I'm just that was the thing, and in the end, that's what the picture that closes the show. Roman Reigns one more time, pretty much dominating Survivor Series.
And there was no, if you smell, and the crowd goes crazy. There was nothing. No Lesnar's music. WWE copyright logo. Boom. Fade to black. That was the end of the show. And I mean, again, no real problem with the main event match. But it was when I had to sit through everything before that, besides the first 2 matches. And you know what? I won't even say the first 2 matches. It was almost the first match and the closing match were the really only good things. Everything else, it definitely had a lot of problems with it. But, I guess it was a shit sandwich. You had 2 good pieces of bread and everything in the middle was just shit.
Yeah,
that was WWE Survivor. That was WWE Survivor Series.
Yeah, that what sold the show was pretty much Becky Lynch and Charlotte. We gotta admit it. And it's because not even the animosity, but at least they went at it to deliver. They went at it to give us a good show. Both girls were into it, and they got us into it. Because Roman Reigns and Big E might be great, competitors, but nobody was into it. I'm sorry, I wasn't into it. Paul wasn't into it. They need to give more credible people to do this. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got to see it. What does he say right here? We got John Dams. I love sandwiches. There you go. Another friend of the house from Outbreak. Hey, buddy. How you doing? We hope you're doing fine.
Hopefully not shit sandwiches like Survivor Series, though.
Yeah, no, and remember, he threw the ice cream at Outbreak. He was the one that threw the ice cream, and he didn't throw it at our side. So, next time we're there, please, we want some sandwiches, John.
Yeah.
We want a little bit of that. We love that. But in the end, Survivor Series that closes the year, pretty much what the year, I think summarizes what WWE's year has been. Yes. 80 some, releases. A lot of people are pissed off. We understand this is a company when they got to make money. Frankie Monet put on the thing, don't support a company that is so cold and they don't care about their employees at all. I agree on that to an extent, but I agree also that they want to make money. So it's a little bit of both, but it summarizes why, this year has been really bad when it comes to quality on WWE, and it's actually pushing AEW to be, when it comes to quality and it comes to the price factor and all of that, the product is better when it comes to Tony Khan and AEW, Paul.
Oh, yeah. It just feels more genuine. It feels like even though he's not the best booker in the world or whatever, he at least likes and is passionate about wrestling, where Vince and them, they do it to make money. We made the most money we have, in how many years. I think they made the most quarterly money they've ever made. So let's release more. Let's release people and make more money.
Exactly. So it's
that's their mindset.
You can't just do both at the same time. You have to pick. And they want to make money rather than the product, rather than the fans. So there you go. And John says, hopefully I'm booked for Outbreak again soon. We hope that happens for you. We want to say before we leave also, we'll see you throughout the week. But we want to say to John, to everybody, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. We are thank you for every single one of you, and we will keep delivering for all of you guys. So please just do the same for us. Share the content, share the links, either, Facebook, on YouTube. We're live on all these places also. Soon, we're going to be also live on Twitter. So, more people are exposed to us. So, Paul, don't forget, family. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And aside of all of that, where else are we?
And guys, make sure you follow us, Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. And of course, right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
You and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...